Hey guys, Charley the plumber here. Just want to let you know we're coming to you live from Iron County, Michigan. We're at my deer blind, so glad to have everyone back. You get a chance to check out my other videos. Got a few out there on different subjects, so take a look, see what you think. But like I say, here we are at my deer blind. There the old girl is. I'll be spending some time here tomorrow, day before opening day, about 10:30 right now. Come out to bait. We are in the section of the UP where you can bait, so it's encouraging to help us see deer up here. There's been many years I've seen a half a deer or one deer throughout the week, so it's kind of nice to be able to throw some bait out. At least it keeps the boredom down. One thing I would like to say on the way out, I did cross 3 wolf tracks, 3 separate sets, about, I'm going to say 5 or 10 feet apart. They were about, yay big around, so it was bigger than a coyote. We have not seen wolves up here in a couple of years. You hear them off in the distance, but this year is one of the first years that they've actually been heavily tracked, or we've seen lots of tracks of them around here. So that doesn't make you real excited at nighttime when you're going in. You hear them things break open and start howling. But we're going to check out some baiting. We're going to go down, check cameras, and see what we got going on. And I'll show you my blind before we leave, what I've done and what I've got going. But you can see I normally bait with 2 spots. You might be able to see in the distance I've got an orange flag down there. Well, what happens in the UP when you get snow is all the trees look the same. So I hang the flags out so I know where my bait is at, especially if you get a lot of snow. You're not, tramping all over the woods looking for it. So this one behind me is probably about 65 yards. The one down the hill here, probably somewhere around 90 or 95. Stay with me. We'll walk down to the bait piles. We'll check cameras and see what we got. So I'm at the longer bait pile, 95-ish yards away. Looks like they hit the bait pretty well last night. Today being day before season, we'll get in here, we'll bait, we'll check our cameras, we'll get the heck out, but it's good to see tracks anyway in here. Many years you come in here and you don't see a darn deer for 3 or 4 days. So it's good to have some tracks, so let's check her out. 58 pictures, so that's cool. If you can see them on the camera, we got them downloading now. Take a quick look, see if we got any bucks. If not, we'll get baited and get the heck out of here. Well, if we have any deer, any bucks, they're definitely not giants, so well, it's okay as long as we got deer coming in. That's a good thing. Well, here's that view from the long bait pile. Doesn't look terrible. Looks like you got some snow up there, and yeah, it's a pretty good sized tent, but I'll show you what I got to, what I think keeps me in cover. I got to check the second camera, 58 pictures. This one's on the first one. This one had roughly 78, so didn't see anything right off the get-go, but not to say it's not there. So we're going to fill my other bait bag for tomorrow and take you up to my blind, show you what I got going on in there, and then I might get the heck out of here. Good hunting. Hope everyone enjoys their season. Okay, guys, so here's the blind. You can see on the top there, it's almost like a camouflage netting you would see for the service people to use. I lay that over top, and the reason I do that is when it gets windy out, obviously that stuff will flutter just like you would see on the trees. I don't know, it seems like it helps me, or mentally I think it helps. So let's go check the blind out. Okay, so basically I'm hunting out of a Maristep brick house. I've had this thing for about, I don't know, probably 7-8 years. It's held up pretty well. So basically what I've got, with the brick house, it seems like the windows hold up decent. It's got the zippers on them, and they're noisy as heck, but I open them about this far during the season, just because I watch basically 3 sides or 180 degrees. I don't watch behind me because I can't see anything behind me. I'm backed up to a tree line. So got my heater. That's just a buddy heater. It's basically just the smaller one, 6,000 to 9,000 BTUs, I think. I do have a tank inside. That's a 10-gallon or 11-gallon tank. I keep it inside because obviously if it gets real cold out in the UP, sometimes them tanks will freeze and your gas will stop flowing. When it's 6 degrees or 1 degree like it was a couple of days ago, you definitely want to have heat. I run my heater pretty much from daylight to the time I get here until the time I leave. Usually it's about a pound and a half a day, so we should be good as far as that goes. Now for my shooting sticks, what I use is, these are a fiberglass tent pole. They're a flexible pole. They come in 4 pieces. There's a string in the middle of them, so basically it breaks down to about 1 foot long. But basically what happens is I take and I stick these in behind the rods on the tent, and then I'll tie it up. You can see all the string I've got around here. Looks like a hillbilly friggin' tent, just like half of my other stuff I have. But the reason I do that is obviously you can see the amount. This window is only open this far, so that way I can lay my gun out there. It's not going to go anywhere. I tend to get a little excited when I see deer and when I'm shooting at bucks, so that's why I got as far as that goes. Now you can see this camouflage here. Basically this is tied up around the front side of the tent, and what I do is I'll sit here and I'll lay this over my lap, and then I've got a wool blanket that I'll lay over here. And then when I get that, what happens is I'll lay my wet clothes. When I come out here in the morning, I'll wear pretty much what I've got now, and then I change into my hunting clothes. I got a bag of clothes that I leave out here overnight. So I'll lay my clothes up top here. I'll put them underneath the wool blanket, and then that way they'll dry when I go back in. So I'll have a dry shirt when I go back in and dry socks. When I get out here, I strip down, I put on my booties, I take my boots completely off, I put on my insulated booties, a change of socks, and it's like sitting in your living room with a pair of slippers on. It's awesome. Got the heat going. Cooking lunch, I got a little griddle that I have out here. I got my cast iron pan in the bag. I got my flipper. So tomorrow we'll probably have grilled ham and cheese or something for lunch. Usually for breakfast in camp we have burritos, so I'll have like a brunch, and then I'll have a lunch later. So that way you got lunch out here. I also got a somewhere around here I've got a coffee can or a coffee cup, and I got 4 or 5 bottles of water out here, and I'll put that pour coffee down inside there, and then the hot water. On the heater, you can see my heater. It's got a flip-up grate, and what happens is, obviously you take it out of the bag, but that cast iron pan fits on there real nice, and then what'll happen is we'll put the sandwich right on there, got the flipper, and we'll have a nice hot lunch. A lot of people say, oh, you can't do that, the deer will scent you. I've shot deer eating cream of broccoli soup. I've shot deer eating, sandwiches and whatever. I figure if I'm going to be out here 12 hours, I sure as heck am going to have a hot lunch. So, got carpet on the floor. I'm standing on two small pieces of carpet, and I'm also sitting on it in my chair. That way it keeps the heat, so you're not, have that heat coming right up at you. So hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to score a buck. Hopefully you guys can score a buck also, or a doe, or whatever you're going after. Spike horn, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10 point. It doesn't matter. If it makes you happy, whack it, stack it, put it on the ground, put meat in your freezer. So hopefully you like the video. I certainly like doing them. doing them. I like having you guys around here watching the stuff. So check me out, Charley the Plumber. Make sure you subscribe to that channel. It's one of the free things in life that we get. So, you know, get your subscription out. Give me a thumbs up. Hit me with a comment. Hey, tell me where you hunt. I'm actually in Iron County right now. It's cold up here. It's a great place to be. Federal forest land. Take advantage of what the government gives us, because they won't give us a whole lot of anything. Enjoy your hunting season 2019, baby. Rock them and sock them and friggin' put them on the ground, put them in your freezer. So we'll talk to you soon. Charley the Plumber.